Hey everyone, Crypto Cafe here. Hope you guys are good. Okay, I've got a really exciting video for you guys today. I know a lot of people missed out on the Pulsechain sacrifice that happened all the way back in July. Oh my gosh, feels like it was ages ago. It kind of was the summer of 2021. But people are still sacrificing, but I think if they sacrifice now, it's at so much more of a higher rate. But what is really exciting is Richard Hart announced on November the 27th that Pulseswap will be doing a sacrifice, and that'll be happening in the next couple of weeks because it's meant to happen before New Year's. And imagine we're nearly going to New Year's. So basically this video is going to talk a bit about Pulsechain. It's going to talk about Pulseswap, how you get involved with the sacrifice that's going to be happening in a couple of weeks. We're going to mention different kind of strategies and all that good stuff. But before we go into it, just to let you know, I'm not a financial advisor, so anything I tell you, please do your own research. Okay, cool. You can also join my Patreon group, you can join my Telegram group, and you can message me on any socials, and we can chat crypto and all that good stuff. Guys, if I sound like I've got sore throat at certain times, I really apologise. Just got back from a long spa break away, so I think I've lost my voice. I always lose my voice. But yeah, anyway, let's just jump straight into this one. Okay, cool. As mentioned before, the Pulsechain sacrifice happened months ago, all the way like in July. People were doing a sacrifice, and within the first 5 days of the sacrifice, that's when you'll get the best rate. But it went on for longer than that. People are still sending sacrifice now, but they're doing it at such higher rate, like a 1000x of a rate. But what Richard Hart mentioned on November the 27th, that with Pulseswap, is that there'll be a sacrifice before the New Year's in a matter of weeks where people can sacrifice. And he mentioned that on his Twitter. So a lot of people are very excited about that. And he's going to have the Pulseswap sacrifice. It might even not go by the name of Pulseswap, but yeah, let's not go into that. Let's not get too technical. But what we're going to do is now we're just going to talk about all different things that can happen within that time. So as Pulsechain is soon going to be launching, people are really excited, and I'll show you how in a second, where you can check, people can check for the allocation and the testnet and all this good stuff. But we'll talk about that in a second, okay? Because Pulsechain is going to be like the biggest airdrop we've probably ever seen, okay? And it's going to be the biggest airdrop for so many reasons. Especially because the whole fact that Pulsechain is going to be super duper fast, cheaper, and more energy efficient. But also with Pulsechain, it's going to enrich the ETH holders and the ERC20 holders and all that good stuff. Okay. So what a lot of people have been doing since sacrificing for, doing a sacrifice for Pulsechain, they've been, dollar cost averaging into Hex. Don't know if you guys hold Hex, but I've covered Hex so many times. I think I've done a few videos on Hex because I really like this gem. It's amazing. Also by Richard Hart, of course. But yeah, Hex has done quite a dip. So people have been cost dollar averaging into Hex because this is really going to help them. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's just jump straight back into what we were talking about. So as mentioned before, Richard Hart mentioned about the whole Pulseswap having a sacrifice, and he mentioned it November the 27th. So we know the sacrifice is going to happen in a matter of weeks. What he also did mention a few hours ago is that people can check out which ERC20 copies, PRC20 it will be called, for the Pulsechain. We'll be waiting for you on the Pulsechain testnet. And people are able to do that now on the testnet over here, and he tells you how to do it. Also, people will be able to test and see the staking and validating and in-depth details and all of that good stuff is here. So progress is really happening. Okay, but what we're going to do now is we're going to talk a little bit about Pulseswap, because Pulseswap is going to be dropping very soon. It's going to be on a lot of our radars. So we're going to talk about Pulseswap. I'm just going to try and find the tweet where he speaks about Pulseswap and they're having a sacrifice, because he has mentioned it we mentioned it the other day. So just so you guys know to keep that on your radar, okay? Cool. Okay, so how Pulseswap is going to work. Pulseswap is going to be a decentralized payment network. Okay, we all know about Uniswap. We all know about PancakeSwap, we know about SushiSwap, Avalanche has got Trader Joe, okay, all that kind of good stuff. And so how Pulseswap is going to work is basically going to be a decentralized payment network, like the others that I've just mentioned, and it's going to be like a swap exchange for Pulse Network, okay? So the native token tool will be Pulsechain, and the blockchain Pulseswap will basically validate the programmable payments, okay? So as we know, Pulsechain is going to be built on it's going to be like an Ethereum killer, and that's the whole purpose of Pulsechain. A lot of us kind of have known that, with the whole Ethereum, with their gas fees, putting on a transaction on Uniswap can be a madness with the fees. Fees so expensive. I've seen the most, I don't even know the highest fees I've ever seen on Uniswap, but really high, like well over £1,000. Even when you're minting NFTs, thousands and thousands. So what Pulsechain is trying to do, Pulsechain is going to be faster, cheaper, and more energy efficient. So basically, it's going to save us a lot of fees. And if people, and the great thing that's going to happen, if you can provide liquidity to DEX, you'll earn you'll be able to earn Pulsechain and Pulseswap, and it'll be like a premier DEX for Pulsechain. So that's what Pulseswap is going to be doing. Okay, so I'm going to keep you guys posted on the whole process, because obviously with Pulseswap you can't sacrifice right now, but you'll be able to sacrifice very soon. But what I would advise you to do, follow Richard Hart on Twitter, because he does do updates often. Let's see when he last spoke about Pulseswap. It was, the last time I saw it was, I saw one recently, but he wrote an announcement. The first time I saw him write an announcement was November the 27th. That's when he mentioned about Pulseswap doing their sacrifice. Okay, so guys, keep up to date with Richard Hart and his announcements. Keep up to date with Pulsechain and their Twitter over here. I'll leave the links for you, because they will be mentioning all the sacrifices they're going to be doing. As you can mention, you see they keep people posted very often. Let me see if they've mentioned anything about Pulseswap as in the last couple of days. Let's see, Pulsechain, validator, blah. Okay, but don't worry, there was definitely something that was mentioned on the 27th of November, so you will have time to do the sacrifice. Sacrifice for Pulseswap has not started, so this is a really good time if you missed out on Pulsechain to get involved with Pulseswap. Okay, it's gonna be super duper exciting. Okay, cool. As mentioned before, if you also go to Reddit Pulsechain, they talk about when you can. They basically got a spreadsheet where it shows you what people's Pulsechain allocations would be. So that way you guys can check and see if you did make a sacrifice for Pulsechain, your wallet address, and how much how much you're going to get for Pulsechain. For example, it's not going to tell you the exact value or anything like that, but what it will tell you, tell you how much Pulsechain you'll get, and it's just a rough estimate. Okay, so you can check that on Reddit. I'll leave all the links for this, but in the meantime, we've just been waiting for more updates as to when we can sacrifice for Pulseswap, and I'll keep you guys posted. As mentioned before, it hasn't started yet, but it'll be in a matter of next couple of weeks, because it's been announced that it'll be right before New Year's. Well, not right before New Year's, but it'll be before New Year's. And because we're December the 14th, that's only in a matter of a couple of weeks, okay? So we definitely need to keep that on our radar. As you can see, this is a tweet that Richard Hart makes, and he's just explaining to everyone that people don't even know in general and understand Pulsechain is going to change everything. It's going to blow everyone's minds, and Pulseswap sacrifice phase should be launched before the end of the year. And that's exactly what I was talking about. He wrote that today. So rest assured that the Pulseswap sacrifice will be happening before the end of the year. It's coming out of Richard Hart's mouth, so you know it's official, and it'll be in a matter of a couple of weeks. So this video is just to keep you guys posted about Pulseswap. So if you did miss the sacrifice of Pulsechain, if you don't hold Hex, cost average into Hex, I would advise. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. Pulsechain, you may have missed the sacrifice, but get involved with Pulseswap and get ready for the sacrifice that's going to happen in a matter of weeks. And also have a little play around with the testnet, so you can see what's going on and everything like that, and all that good stuff. I hope this video was useful. I will be doing a more updated video when it is closer to the time, but I just want to put on your radar, guys. Wish you a great day. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll speak soon. Bye.